Hi, everybody. I'm Kathleen Byram, and I'm the author of Conversations with Donkey, A Bipolar Journey. What I'd like to say today is, how do you feel when someone older than you talks down to you? How do you feel when you are in a service position and you are treated like crap? This is called Rankism, and Robert Fuller talks about it. You might want to Google Robert Fuller and Rankism together, because it is excellent what he has to say. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what you're doing is wrong, because I'm not judgmental. But what I am going to do is tell you how I feel about the situation. And then if you want to use that for whatever reason, you can. See, with me, I tend to treat everyone as equal to me, whether it be a child or an old person, whether it be someone that is cleaning the bathroom at Jack in the Box, or if it's a CEO of a $1 zillion corporation. I'm not going to treat the CEO any nicer than I do the person cleaning the bathroom. And I might be especially nice to the person cleaning the bathroom. I might go a little overboard and be nicer to people in service positions, but I don't think that's harming anything. I think CEOs get trained or get their butts kissed enough, don't you? I think we need to start kissing some butts of people who are working them off and not getting much thanks for it. What I'd like to talk about is the fact that my brain just shut down. I'd like to tell you about my shirt and my necklace. That my brain can remember. So we'll go to that, and then maybe we'll come back to Rankism. This top, as you can see, is jellyfish. Here's a jellyfish right here. You can see that. I was really excited about this. I thought I was getting a 5X in size. When it came and I opened it up, I looked at the next size and it said extra large. And I thought, how could I have ordered an extra large instead of a 5X? Inconceivable. But I put it on and it fit me up here. It's just tight in the hips. You have to pull it down to go over the hips. It doesn't just naturally fall down over the hips. So I decided to wear it as a top. And it was only, I think, $15, and that's not worth it to me to send back and mess with. If it was $30, that might be different. But I learned my lesson when I went back and saw that the size that the thing came in was only extra large. It didn't come in any other sizes, and for some reason I thought I was ordering a 5X. So it was my own fault. I was going to fault them for that. I was going to write that in the review. So I learned something. The other thing that I'm definitely not pleased about is this necklace. I don't know how well you can see it this way. It's supposed to be an eye in there, and it's a very neat picture, and I love it. My problem with it is they advertised it as being big. The picture showed it as big on the person's neck. I saw several pictures, and it's all big. I get this, and it's small. You can't see it from there. I wanted it to be seen. I wanted it to be a focal piece. But guess how much it was? It was from Amazon Haul, Haul, and it was only $2 and something. So you get what you pay for. But I found the same one with that picture from a manufacturer for $16, and I thought they took that picture and used it, and they're putting out a different product. Anyway, it just kind of aggravated me. We'll see if the other one comes, and if it's big like it's supposed to be. So back to rankism. There are many different kinds of rankism. There's rankism in jobs. There's rankism in the military. That's a necessary rankism if you want to protect your country, I suppose. I don't know much about things like that, and I don't like war. I don't like the idea of our boys going out to other places and either killing people or getting killed. They're both bad. I don't like this idea that some people are better than others. And that's what rankism seems to be about. I'm better than you. That's what seems to be the motivating force behind it. And the need to have one's butt kissed, perhaps. An ego, perhaps, is out of alignment. I don't know. I know that my father treated me like his dog. Actually, he didn't treat me that well, because a dog would get petted and loved on. I didn't get petted and loved on. I got told what to do. Once in a while, I got asked my opinion, especially if it was about my own room or something like that, and they were working on it and getting something done in it, like putting up shelves or something. They would ask me my opinion. But mostly I would be standing around nervous, thinking that I was going to have to do something to help and get screamed at for not doing it right. I felt very much rankism in our house. I never felt equal to him. And some people might say, well, he's your father, you're not supposed to feel equal to him. I disagree. I think it's possible to have great, immense respect for him and still feel equal. Somehow, because of my mother's influence, positive influence, I escaped having an ego that was just flat without anything. I'm not describing this right. What I mean to say is, my mother helped me to grow up with a healthy ego. That's the term I want to use. A healthy ego. Not one that's overblown and not one that's tiny and deep inside me that I have to protect. War is a horrible thing, and I know that. I don't know that. I was going to say, I know that we have to do it sometimes, but maybe we don't. Maybe there are smart ways of getting out of these things, and people just aren't using them because it's not the person who is declaring the war that has to go die. Maybe it needs to be. Have you ever heard of the Hoosier Schoolmaster, the book? Actually, that's not the one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of a different book. It's called A Day No Pigs Would Die. And it's about a family who is Shaker. And they are good people. But something happens. I forgot my main thought here. Something happens. Oh, I know what it is. There is a practice these people would do called weaseling. And what would happen is they would put the dog they wanted to train to hate weasels and kill them in a barrel with a weasel. And if the dog came out alive, it would be the best weaseling animal you could imagine. That's what we need to do to these politicians that want to declare war. We need to weasel those bastards. Put the opposite factions or whatever you call them in the weasel barrel together, and don't let them out until one of them kills the other one. And then you declare who the winner is that way. Let the people who are causing the trouble have to deal with it. Now, obviously, I don't believe in shoving two human beings into a barrel. I'm being sarcastic, sort of. But that's how I feel about the situation, and that war is going to be, when we look back on that someday in the future, we look back on our past where we had wars, we're going to feel like such nincompoops for having war. It's a horrible thing. And the rankism in it is just one more crappy thing. I remember something one time. I was living in the house in French Lick, and I don't want to give too many details because this involves a rich person, and I don't want my life to be ruined. I don't know if they would hear about it or not, but I'm not taking the risk. Anyway, I lived in this house, and it was owned by someone who had money. They ended up buying it while we lived in it, renting. One day, they showed up at the house. They were there to do something in the yard. I found out about this because I heard things out in the yard, my yard, that I lived with. I went out. I looked at these strangers standing in my yard, And I asked them about what they were doing. And I think I got blank stares. I think what happened was that they looked at me and thought, "You upstart, how dare you ask us, the owners, the people with money, anything about this, even though we're standing on what you consider your property and just jabbering about outside your window. You don't have any right to ask us any questions. You go back inside and you just be a housewife and shut the hell up." And that was the way my husband looked at it too. He was very irritated with me for having asked these people what was happening. I mean, if someone was on your property, even if you rented it, you would want to know what they were doing there, right? Unless they were just cutting across it to get somewhere or something like that. These people were just standing there in the backyard talking, planning on something in my space, and they had no intention of communicating with me. I think that is a result of rankism, and I hate it. Did I want to say anything else? I don't know, but it's been 16 minutes, so I hope this is a damn good video. It doesn't feel like a damn good video. It feels like crap. We'll see if this makes it out onto the YouTube channel. Thank you for listening. I really highly recommend that you check out Robert Fuller, Rankism. It's eye-opening. I'm Kathleen Byram, and I'm the author of Conversations with Donkey, A Bipolar Journey. It's available at Amazon and Barnes & Noble and Walmart, all online. If you get it at Amazon, it lists for $23.99, but it usually runs between $4 and $9, so you get a good deal, and it's in big print, so that's nice too. I hope that before you leave, you'll just take a second and flick the like button for me, because that means a lot to me. Thank you so much for coming. See you next time. Bye-bye.